I'm Jim Morningstar, Director of the School of Integrative Psychology and facilitator of the 9-session Integrative Life Teacher Training. I am so pleased today to be interviewing Lillie, my longtime friend and colleague who is a licensed clinical social worker and psychotherapist for over 40 years. Since the 1980s, she's had a love affair with teaching and creating classes from self-esteem, stress release, relationships to shamanism. Lillie is one of our certified professional therapeutic breath workers and has assisted numerous trainings and retreats. Her practice is in the foothills of the Rockies in Colorado. So Lillie, would you share with us what called you originally to being a teacher and maybe some of the challenges that you've had en route?
Well, what I would have to say the universe called me, because when I was in Madison, I was asked to teach a self-esteem course for the University of Madison Extension, and I didn't know better and said yes, and created then this course for 4 weeks and found I loved it. That after teaching for 2 hours, I would be so high I couldn't sleep, and I hadn't ever experienced doing anything that just excited me so much. And I loved the interaction with people and just the impact of watching what can happen in a group setting in terms of people's learning and growth. And that I was like, I want more. I want to do more. So I have done more.
Tell us a little bit about some of the more that you've done.
Well, I've been a speaker for various groups and have done, relationship courses, stress management, anxiety management. And when somebody asks me, I will just say yes and then figure it out. It's like, okay, what makes sense to me? And my own love of growth. And so the things that experientially have helped me along the way have played a big part in contributing to how I teach, in terms of wanting people to experience things, because the biggest way I learn, not just information.
What were some of the life experiences, Lillie, that you think were very formative and useful, if not always pleasant, but still, let's say, part of your apprenticeship to being a teacher?
Well, I would say doing Gestalt training and experiencing double chair work, doing some psychodrama training, and just watching and experiencing acting out different parts of other people in one's family, and then doing the workshops with the Family Institute in Chicago and doing a lot of work on my own family of origin and having other people act out my family and being able to watch that and have a different perspective has been really impactful in terms of, one, expressing parts of myself that I didn't know how to express or hadn't expressed. Sitting in the middle of group and tearing up a box, expressing my anger with somebody was very cathartic. And just loving how much lighter and freer I felt inside after releasing all that. And breath work is nothing but experiential. And that certainly created releasing a lot and integrating more of me and learning about my beliefs that didn't serve me and being able to change those has been both life-saving and life-giving for me, I would say.
That's wonderful. I know have a vast array of training experiences in your life, a lot to draw from in terms of your service to people, because you still work with people regularly on an individual basis and group work. What about some of the non-scheduled trainings that you've had in life? Say the training that life served up for you that you didn't have to register for and pay for.
Not pay financially, anyway. Well, the first thing that jumps out to me is being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in my mid-30s. Doesn't run in my family. And in fact, my mom, when I called her and told her what I had, she said, "You can't. It's not in our family." And I said, "Well, come and tell the doctors that." But that has been a big teacher for me, really kicked my butt. One of the things that really had me look at was how much I give out versus what I allow myself to receive, and how imbalanced that was in my life. How much I was seen as not having any needs, which surprised me to have that feedback, and learning how to name my needs and being able to express them and ask for things was a huge growing. And I would say I'm still learning to ask, never ending learning for me in terms of that. Recovering incest memories in 1990 just catapulted me on a ride that was intense, and it made my life make more sense to me. But that was a lot of learning and healing and growing, and I'm glad to be on this side of it for sure.
Oh, yeah, those are huge, huge, because they're with you continuously, emotionally as well as physically. Now, not everyone may understand a statement like, "It helped make my life make more sense for me." Could you say a little bit about how that could be? How could remembering something that for most people would be horrendous, how it would make your life make more sense?
Well, it helped to make sense in terms of who I had chosen as mates. By that time, I'd been divorced a couple times and married someone exactly like my father, who was my perpetrator. And it just made more sense about how I was unconsciously drawn to someone who would be so abusive. And it was just like, oh, no wonder my self-esteem was so low. And just really where that came from. And it came, I thought I knew, but I didn't know the whole story really about where I came from.
Well, Lillie, I have seen you do tremendous things because we've worked together in workshops, and I've seen you be able to reach people that many others wouldn't have a clue. And I think it's come both from your professional and your personal work myself. Would you agree?
I would agree. I would say that because of my many life experiences, I have a sense of where people have come from or where they are emotionally in their emotional bodies and physical bodies with so much of that stuff.
Yes. What's on the horizon for you? What would you be saying, "This is what I'd like to step into, my cutting edge or my dream"?
Well, I perceive that we're all unlimited potential. So my dream is to express more of my aliveness and potential in as many ways as possible. And one of them is being part of this training and being able to not only share what I have to share, but also to learn from others. I seem to be a learner all my life and always looking for new things to learn that will help me and the people I work with. So, and I want more joy in my life. That's what's on the horizon.
Well, I've actually participated with you in some joyful things that were a bit stretching for most people because you live in Colorado and I've been out there and we've been on the river doing river kayaking,
That's
going
right.
over rapids and things that,
Up on rocks.
yes, saying hello to rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know you are an inveterate learner and you always come out floating down the river and not going under for very long.
Yeah, for very long is the key. I would say I'm a little bit adventurous.
Yeah, I would say so. Well, Lillie, it's such a joy to have you in my life. You've been not just a wonderful colleague, but a wonderful friend and someone that I think has had her share of life experience. I might even venture so far as to, if you don't mind, calling us elders in the community right now. And so I love to see the sparkle in you, the glee in you, and that you are still in there giving and receiving now, not just giving, but in there asking for what you want and receiving it. It's a joy to see this stuff works, Lillie. You're a living example of it.
And we're thriving now, more so.
So blessings to you, and thank you again so much for being not just in my life, but also in this next chapter of our work together in the Integrative Life Teacher Training.
Oh, thank you, Jim. And this has been a joy to be here with you on this recording. So I look forward to our adventures.